15. Toughest actors of Hollywood's golden age. What if we told you some of Hollywood's toughest stars didn't just act tough, they lived through unimaginable challenges? From military heroes to extreme physical transformations, these legends are a testament to true grit and resilience. Christian Bale lost over 60 pounds for a role while James Stewart fought in World War II with unmatched bravery. Audie Murphy, a war hero, became a Hollywood icon. And Karl Urban's raw toughness has redefined action roles. Want to know which of these stars showed the most resilience? Hit that like button and comment below. Let's uncover what made these actors truly legendary. Sterling Hayden. Sterling Hayden was a true icon of Hollywood's golden age, known for his rugged charm and unflinching approach to life. He wasn't just an actor who portrayed tough guys on the silver screen. He lived a tough life filled with adventures, personal battles, and remarkable feats that shaped his on-screen persona. Before he ever set foot in Hollywood, Hayden was already a man of action, having spent his early years working as a sailor fisherman and merchant marine. Born in 1916 in New York City, Hayden's life was marked by a sense of adventure and a deep yearning for freedom. At the age of 16, he dropped out of school and went to sea, joining a merchant marine crew that sailed across the globe. It was during these formative years that he developed the toughness and grit that would become his hallmark. Hayden was no stranger to physical endurance, having navigated treacherous waters and spent months at sea, an experience that made him a natural fit for the rugged roles he would later take on in Hollywood. However, his journey to stardom wasn't a traditional one. He was discovered by a Hollywood talent scout while he was in New York, leading to a successful career as a leading man in film. His physical presence, coupled with his towering height of 6'5", made him an obvious choice for roles in westerns and film noirs. His breakout role came in 1949 with The Asphalt Jungle, where he portrayed a hardened ex-con, a role that showcased his natural ability to embody strength and determination. But it wasn't just his on-screen toughness that set him apart. It was his refusal to be pigeonholed by the Hollywood system. During World War II, Hayden took a break from acting to serve as a naval officer in the OSS Office of Strategic Services, a precursor to the CIA. His missions were daring, and he faced life-or-death situations that would later inform the characters he played. Hayden was deeply involved in undercover operations, working behind enemy lines in Europe, and was decorated for his bravery. His time in the military gave him a deep sense of purpose and a respect for the values of loyalty, honor, and courage. Despite his success in Hollywood, Hayden was never comfortable with the superficial nature of the industry. He was known for his disdain of the artificiality of fame, often speaking candidly about his reluctance to play the Hollywood game. At the height of his career, he walked away from acting multiple times to pursue his true passion, sailing. Hayden used his earnings from films to buy a schooner, taking his children on sailing expeditions to the South Seas. This love for the open water, combined with his strong, independent streak, set him apart from his contemporaries in the film industry. Throughout his career, Hayden's roles reflected his personality. He was a man who faced life head-on, never shying away from difficult or gritty roles. He starred in films like Johnny Guitar 1954 and The Killing 1956, where his portrayals of tough, no-nonsense characters resonated with audiences. Despite his success, Hayden's personal life was often turbulent. He struggled with alcoholism, a challenge he faced with the same blunt honesty that defined his career. In his 1963 autobiography, Wanderer, he candidly discussed his struggles with addiction, revealing a raw self-awareness that many of his peers lacked. Hayden's tough exterior masked a man who had lived a complex, multifaceted life. His time in the military, his love for the sea, his personal demons, and his unwillingness to conform to Hollywood's expectations made him one of the most intriguing figures of his era. While many actors of his time were defined by their personas, Hayden remained true to himself, pursuing a life that reflected his deep desire for freedom and authenticity. He passed away in 1986, leaving behind a legacy not just of iconic films, but of a man who truly lived the tough, independent life he portrayed on screen. Audie Murphy. Audie Murphy's life reads like a true hero's tale, blending remarkable courage with unshakable resilience. Born in 1925 in Kingston, Texas, Murphy grew up in extreme poverty. His father abandoned the family when he was young, leaving his mother to raise him and his siblings in dire circumstances. The hardships of his early life shaped his toughness, and by the age of 16, he had become a skilled marksman hunting to feed his family. When World War II broke out, despite his small stature standing at just 5'5" and weighing only 110 pounds, Murphy enlisted in the U.S. Army. He was initially rejected by recruiters, but his persistence paid off, and he was eventually accepted. Murphy's combat experiences during World War II were nothing short of extraordinary. He served in the European theater, participating in some of the most brutal battles of the war. Over the course of his service, Murphy earned every major combat award for valor, including the Medal of Honor, the U.S. military's highest distinction. One of his most legendary acts of bravery occurred during the Battle of the Bulge, when he single-handedly held off a German company for over an hour using a burning tank destroyer as cover. Despite being wounded multiple times, he continued to fight until reinforcements arrived, earning him widespread recognition and respect. After returning home, Murphy found his way into Hollywood, where his real-life heroism naturally translated into a film career. His story was immortalized in the 1955 biographical film To Hell and Back, which recounted his experiences during the war. Murphy's authenticity as a war hero made him a natural for westerns and war films, and he starred in over 40 movies during his career, including The Red Badge of Courage, 1951, and The Quiet Man, 1952. Despite his fame, Murphy never fully embraced the Hollywood lifestyle. He struggled with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, a condition that was largely unrecognized at the time, and he openly discussed the psychological scars of war. Murphy's real toughness was not just physical, but mental. His resilience in the face of personal demons, from the trauma of war to his battle with PTSD, added to his reputation as one of Hollywood's most authentic tough guys. He tragically passed away in a plane crash in 1971, but his legacy as a war hero and a Hollywood legend lives on, reminding us that true toughness is defined by how we rise after facing the most unimaginable challenges. Christopher Lee was more than just an actor. He was a force of nature whose toughness extended far beyond his career in film. Born in 1922 in London, Lee had a unique and tumultuous upbringing, which set the stage for his remarkable life. Lee's physical stature, standing at 6'5", made him an imposing figure, but it was his life experiences that truly defined his legendary status. Before becoming the screen icon, we know today Lee served in World War II, where he joined the Royal Air Force at the age of 18. However, due to health reasons, he was reassigned to military intelligence, working for the Special Operations Executive (SOE), a secretive unit responsible for espionage, sabotage, and reconnaissance behind enemy lines. Lee's time in the military was marked by extraordinary danger and courage. He participated in covert operations in Nazi-occupied Europe, and his exploits remained shrouded in secrecy for much of his life. Though he rarely spoke in detail about his missions, it was clear that his wartime experiences were far more perilous than anything he would later portray in his film career. These real-life experiences helped him develop a mental and physical toughness that would serve him well in the roles he later took on in Hollywood. After the war, Lee struggled to find his footing in the film industry, but his dedication to his craft and his unwavering work ethic paid off. His breakthrough came with his iconic portrayal of Count Dracula in Horror of Dracula 1958, which catapulted him to fame. Lee became known for playing sinister characters, often villains, in films like The Man with the Golden Gun, 1974, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, 2001-2003, and Star Wars Episode II, Attack of the Clones, 2002. His deep, commanding voice and imposing physical presence made him the perfect choice for roles that demanded authority and intimidation. Despite being typecast as a villain, Lee's real-life toughness extended far beyond his on-screen persona. He was known for performing his own stunts, including sword fighting, a skill he honed over many years. Lee's commitment to authenticity in his roles was unparalleled, and he even took part in swordplay training, which he showcased in several of his films. Additionally, he was an accomplished fencer and had a deep interest in multiple languages, becoming fluent in French, Italian, German, and Spanish, allowing him to work in international roles with ease. Even in his later years, Lee's toughness never waned. At the age of 88, he released a heavy metal album showcasing his lifelong love for music and his fearless approach to new challenges. His career spanned over 7 decades, and his impact on cinema is immeasurable. Christopher Lee was more than just a tough guy. He was a man who lived a full, fearless life, proving that true toughness comes not just from physical endurance, but from the strength of character and the determination to push forward no matter the odds. Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas is an icon whose life and career exemplify resilience, tenacity, and unmatched strength. Born in 1916 in Amsterdam, New York, to impoverished Jewish immigrant parents, Douglas's early life was defined by hardship. His father, a ragman, was illiterate, and the family struggled to make ends meet. From a young age, Douglas worked tirelessly, doing odd jobs to help support his family. Despite these challenges, he was determined to succeed and pursued an education, excelling in debate and athletics at St. Lawrence University. During World War II, Douglas's toughness was further tested. Rather than seek deferments, he enlisted in the U.S. Navy, serving as a communications officer on a submarine chaser. His military service was marked by challenges, including a near-death experience when a depth charge exploded during an operation, injuring him. Despite this, Douglas continued to serve and earned a Purple Heart for his bravery. His wartime experiences instilled in him a sense of duty and resilience that would stay with him throughout his life. After the war, Douglas transitioned to acting, breaking into Hollywood in the late 1940s. His big break came with Out of the Past, 1947, but it was his performance in Champion 1949 that truly cemented his place as one of Hollywood's most formidable stars. In Champion, Douglas portrayed a ruthless boxer, a role that displayed his capacity for physicality and intensity. His portrayals of strong, determined characters in films like Spartacus 1960 and Paths of Glory 1957 became defining elements of his career, showcasing his ability to bring emotional depth to roles that required toughness. Off-screen, Douglas's life was marked by perseverance in the face of personal tragedies. In 1991, he survived a helicopter crash in which 2 other passengers were killed. Despite severe injuries, including broken bones and a shattered jaw, Douglas refused to fade into obscurity. He recovered and continued his career, remaining active well into his 90s. Douglas also faced a significant stroke in 1996, which left him temporarily unable to speak. Through sheer determination, he regained his speech and continued to write books, support charitable causes, and inspire others with his resilience. Kirk Douglas's toughness wasn't just physical, it was a toughness of spirit and will. His journey from poverty to stardom, his service in the Navy, his survival of multiple near-death experiences, and his ability to overcome personal obstacles all contributed to the legacy of one of Hollywood's toughest and most enduring stars. William Smith. William Smith is one of the most formidable figures in Hollywood history, known not only for his tough guy roles but also for his real-life strength and resilience. Born in 1933 in Columbia, Missouri, Smith was raised in a family that instilled in him a sense of discipline and toughness. From a young age, he displayed a variety of talents, excelling in both academics and athletics. He developed a particular interest in martial arts, which would later influence his career as one of Hollywood's most iconic action stars. His physicality was apparent from an early age, and he quickly became known for his athleticism and strength. Before making his mark in Hollywood, Smith served in the U.S. Air Force during the Korean War. It was during his military service that he honed his skills in hand-to-hand combat, further shaping his toughness. He would later apply these skills in his acting career, performing many of his own stunts in action films. Smith's military background, combined with his athletic abilities, made him a natural fit for roles that required both physical strength and toughness. Smith's Hollywood career spanned several decades, and he became famous for his roles in action-packed films and television shows. Standing at 6'2" with a muscular build, he played a variety of tough characters from bikers to soldiers to villains. He appeared in over 300 films and television shows, including Red Dawn 1984 and Any Which Way You Can 1980, where he starred alongside Clint Eastwood. His roles were marked by his ability to embody gritty, no-nonsense characters who weren't afraid to get their hands dirty. Smith's toughness extended far beyond his roles in film. He was known for his real-life physical prowess, having trained in martial arts boxing and weightlifting. He was a champion arm wrestler and became one of the strongest men in Hollywood. Smith was known for performing many of his own stunts, adding a level of authenticity to his performances that set him apart from his peers. His legendary bare-knuckle brawl with Clint Eastwood in Any Which Way You Can became one of the most memorable fight scenes in cinema history, showcasing his ability to hold his own in real combat. Even as he aged, Smith never lost his edge. He continued to act well into his later years, maintaining his powerful physique and unwavering toughness. His refusal to soften with age made him one of the most respected tough guys in Hollywood. William Smith was more than just a tough guy actor. He was a man who had lived the life he portrayed on screen, a true testament to the resilience and determination that made him a Hollywood legend. George Maharis. George Maharis is a name synonymous with resilience and grit, not just for the iconic role he played on screen, but for the personal battles he overcame during his life and career. Born in 1928 in New York City, Maharis's journey to Hollywood was not an easy one. He came from modest beginnings, working various jobs before pursuing his passion for acting. His early career was marked by minor roles in television and films, but it wasn't until he landed the role of Buzz Murdoch on the groundbreaking TV show Route 66, 1960 to 1964, that he found fame. The show, which focused on two young drifters traveling across America, quickly became a cultural phenomenon, and Maharis's portrayal of the street-smart, tough-talking Buzz resonated with audiences. However, Maharis's road to success was far from smooth. His time on Route 66 was physically demanding, requiring the cast and crew to travel across the country in harsh weather conditions. Despite the pressures of long hours and grueling schedules, Maharis showcased his ability to endure and thrive. The show was groundbreaking for its time, with its emphasis on realism and exploration of deep social issues, but Maharis's experience on it was also marked by personal struggles. In 1962, Maharis contracted hepatitis, a serious illness that caused him to leave the show at the peak of its popularity, a decision that shocked both fans and producers. His departure from Route 66 was a major turning point in Maharis's career. While many actors would have faded into obscurity after such a setback, Maharis refused to give up. After recovering from his illness, he continued to pursue his acting career, taking on roles in film and television. He appeared in action-packed shows like Mission Impossible and The Streets of San Francisco, proving that his toughness extended beyond his character in Route 66. He also took on more daring and challenging roles, showing that he was unafraid to confront both Hollywood's rigid expectations and the personal obstacles in his path. Maharis's personal life, though not without its struggles, showcased a man of resilience. He never allowed illness, industry politics, or personal setbacks to define him. His journey demonstrated that toughness wasn't just about physical strength, it was about the mental fortitude to overcome adversity and stay true to one's path. Despite never reaching the same level of fame as some of his peers, Maharis's impact on television and his legacy as a tough, determined actor remain undeniable. Clint Walker. Clint Walker is a Hollywood legend who embodies the essence of toughness both on and off the screen. Born in 1927 in Hartford, Illinois, Walker grew up in a working-class family and, like many tough men of his era, learned the value of hard work and perseverance from a young age. After high school, he worked a variety of odd jobs before enlisting in the U.S. Merchant Marine, where he served during World War II. His time in the service exposed him to the harsh realities of life, laying the foundation for the rugged persona that would later define his career. Walker's big break came in 1955 when he was cast as the lead in the popular television series Cheyenne. The show was one of the first successful hour-long westerns, and Walker's portrayal of Cheyenne Bodie, a strong, morally upright drifter, quickly made him a household name. Standing at an imposing 6'6" and possessing an incredible physical presence, Walker became the epitome of the Western hero. His rugged looks and commanding screen presence made him a natural for action-packed roles, and he became one of the most beloved tough guys of the era. But Walker's toughness wasn't just a product of his on-screen persona, it was a reflection of his real-life experiences. Known for doing many of his own stunts, he didn't rely on stunt doubles showcasing his physical prowess and commitment to authenticity. His real-world strength was evident in his ability to perform grueling physical feats, from horseback riding to brawling in fight scenes. His role in Cheyenne required him to endure harsh weather conditions and demanding outdoor filming schedules, testing his endurance both physically and mentally. Walker's toughness was further proven in 1971 when he survived a near-fatal skiing accident. While skiing in Mammoth Mountain, California, Walker was impaled by a ski pole that pierced his heart. Doctors initially pronounced him dead, but he miraculously survived after undergoing emergency surgery. Within months, Walker was back on set filming as though nothing had happened. This incredible recovery cemented his reputation as one of Hollywood's toughest and most resilient actors. Even as he aged, Walker maintained his toughness, continuing to act in films and television shows throughout his career. In later years, he took on roles in action-packed series like The Dirty Dozen 1967 and Swords of Blood 1977, proving that his physical strength and grit never wavered. Walker's refusal to succumb to the trappings of Hollywood fame and his commitment to living life on his own terms only added to his legacy as a true tough guy. His career and life remain a testament to the resilience of a man who truly lived the tough, independent life he portrayed on screen. Christian Bale. Christian Bale is a prime example of an actor who has redefined the meaning of toughness, both in terms of physical endurance and his unwavering commitment to his craft. Born in 1974 in Wales, Bale's early career was marked by remarkable versatility and intensity. But it was his willingness to push the boundaries of physical transformation that made him stand out as one of Hollywood's most dedicated actors. His breakthrough role came in 2000 with American Psycho, where he portrayed the disturbing and complex character of Patrick Bateman. It was here that Bale's commitment to portraying his characters with full intensity began to shine. But it was his later roles that showcased just how far he would go to embody a role. Perhaps the most extreme example of Bale's physical dedication occurred during the production of The Machinist, 2004. To portray an emaciated insomniac, Bale lost over 60 pounds, dropping to a dangerously low weight of just 120 pounds. He achieved this through an intense diet of just a can of tuna and an apple each day. The drastic weight loss was not without its risks. Yet, Bale approached it with his characteristic focus and discipline, even though his body was pushed to its limits. After completing The Machinist, Bale then bulked up for Batman. Begins 2005, gaining over 100 pounds in just 6 months to portray the superhero Bruce Wayne. This extreme transformation from skeletal to muscular showcased his unparalleled ability to commit to his roles physically. Bale's willingness to endure grueling training regimens and extreme dietary restrictions has become legendary in Hollywood, with few actors matching his intensity. Bale's toughness isn't just physical, it extends to his emotional and psychological commitment to his roles. In Rescue, Dawn 2006, he portrayed a prisoner of war in a harrowing survival story, losing weight again and enduring harsh jungle conditions to deliver a performance that was both authentic and powerful. His dedication to portraying characters truthfully, no matter the physical or mental toll, has earned him widespread acclaim, including an Academy Award for his portrayal of a drug-addicted former boxer in The Fighter 2010. Beyond his physical transformations, Bale's emotional depth and dedication to his craft have cemented his place as one of the most intense and toughest actors in Hollywood. His resilience in the face of extreme transformations, coupled with his refusal to back down from challenging roles, has earned him respect as a true Hollywood tough guy. Christian Bale's career is a testament to the sheer strength of character and physical determination that it takes to succeed in the cutthroat world of cinema. David Niven. David Niven's life was one of remarkable resilience, marked by bravery, charm, and the ability to overcome extraordinary personal and professional challenges. Born in 1910 in London, Niven's early years were filled with hardships that shaped him into a man of true grit. His family faced financial struggles, and after the death of his father, Niven's life took a dramatic turn. He attended the Royal Military Academy at Sandhurst, and at the onset of World War II became a second lieutenant in the British Army. His military service was marked by his courage under fire, as Niven worked with the British Commandos, participating in dangerous missions that required skill strategy and tremendous physical endurance. He was involved in preparing for the D-Day invasion, a mission that required the utmost bravery. And though many details of his service remain classified, Niven's contributions to the war effort were immense. After the war, Niven returned to Hollywood, where he faced the challenge of rebuilding his career. Unlike many other actors who enjoyed swift success, Niven's Hollywood journey was one of persistence and hard work. He faced significant struggles as he was often cast in supporting roles, but his charm, elegance, and natural wit eventually earned him leading man status. He became a beloved figure in films like The Bishop's Wife, 1947, and A Matter of Life and Death, 1946, where his performances exuded both strength and sensitivity. Niven's ability to combine humor with a sense of deep emotional resonance made him a unique presence in Hollywood, and he quickly became known for his versatile talents. Despite his professional success, Niven's personal life was filled with its own challenges. His first wife, Primmy, tragically died in a freak accident at a Hollywood party, an event that left him devastated. Yet even through this loss, Niven's resilience remained evident. He continued to raise their 2 children on his own while maintaining his career. His personal hardships were mirrored in his later years when he faced the slow decline of his health due to ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Even in the face of this debilitating illness, Niven's spirit remained unbroken. He continued to write, publish his memoirs, and make public appearances, inspiring others with his grace and perseverance. His ability to confront the ultimate challenge of life with the same strength and elegance that he brought to his acting roles became one of his most defining qualities. David Niven's career, marked by his wartime heroics, his transition to Hollywood stardom, and his later years of personal trials, remains a testament to the power of resilience, and his legacy as a tough yet refined figure in cinema is undeniable. Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo is a quintessential example of someone whose real-life toughness transcends his roles on screen. Born in 1944 in Los Angeles, Trejo's early life was far from easy. Raised in a neighborhood rife with crime, he became involved in gangs and spent much of his youth in and out of prison. It was during these years that Trejo learned the true meaning of survival. He faced violence addiction and the harsh realities of prison life, but instead of succumbing to these challenges, he built an indomitable strength both physically and mentally. While incarcerated, Trejo turned his life around. He became a champion boxer in the lightweight and welterweight divisions, using boxing as a way to channel his anger and energy into something productive. It was this tough, no-nonsense mentality that made him a perfect fit for Hollywood when he was discovered on the set of Runaway Train 1985. A fellow inmate recognized him and suggested that Trejo could play a convict, which led to his first appearance on screen. His menacing look and rough exterior made him a natural fit for roles as gangsters, hitmen, and other tough characters. Trejo's career skyrocketed after his breakthrough in Desperado 1995, where he played the villainous Machete. His iconic role as Machete would go on to define his career, leading to the Machete film series. However, Trejo was not just a typecast tough guy. He refused to let his past define him and used his success to give back to his community. He became a motivational speaker helping at-risk youth and offering his story as a testament to the power of redemption. Beyond his tough exterior, Trejo is known for his charitable work, and his transformation from a criminal to a beloved Hollywood figure is a testament to his resilience. He has often credited his success to the lessons he learned during his time in prison, stating that it was there he found purpose and learned to embrace discipline, hard work, and determination. Today, Trejo is not just an actor. He is a symbol of overcoming adversity, proving that true toughness is about redemption and perseverance. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was not just one of Hollywood's most iconic leading men, but also a man whose life off-screen was filled with drama, adventure, and incredible toughness. Born in 1909 in Hobart, Tasmania, Flynn's early years were marked by wanderlust and rebellion. As a young man, he traveled the world working a variety of odd jobs. He even tried his hand at being a gold prospector in New Guinea, an experience that would later inform his fearless, on-screen persona. Flynn's life was a constant search for excitement, which made him a perfect fit for the swashbuckling roles that would later make him a Hollywood legend. Flynn's Hollywood debut came in the 1930s, but it wasn't until he starred in Captain Blood 1935 that he became a household name. His portrayal of the charming pirate was a perfect blend of charisma, bravado, and physicality. Flynn went on to star in a string of successful adventure films, including The Adventures of Robin Hood 1938 and The Seahawk 1940. His rugged good looks, coupled with his knack for playing dashing heroes, made him one of the biggest stars of his era. But what truly set Flynn apart was his ability to embody the adventurous spirit of the characters he portrayed. Off-screen, he led a life filled with excitement and risk. Flynn was known for his daredevil lifestyle, frequently engaging in dangerous pursuits like fast cars, dangerous sports, and countless affairs. He had numerous run-ins with the law, including accusations of sexual misconduct, which he always denied. His rebellious nature and fearless approach to life made him both a star and a controversial figure. In 1943, he was accused of statutory rape, a trial that became one of the most infamous scandals in Hollywood at the time. Despite the trial's outcome, Flynn's personal life remained a topic of public fascination. Flynn's toughness wasn't just about his off-screen antics, it was also about his ability to endure and recover from incredible personal setbacks. In 1943, he survived a plane crash in New Guinea during World War II, an experience that mirrored the swashbuckling roles he played. His ability to bounce back from near-death experiences and continue to live life on his own terms further cemented his reputation as a true Hollywood tough guy. Even as he aged, Flynn continued to embody the toughness he was known for. He battled personal demons, including alcoholism, but his legacy as one of Hollywood's most fearless stars endures. His life was a reflection of the qualities that made his on-screen characters so enduring: bravery, charisma, and a relentless pursuit of adventure, no matter the cost. Errol Flynn may have been a larger-than-life figure, but his toughness was grounded in the very real struggles and triumphs that defined both his career and his personal life. James Doohan. James Doohan, best known for his role as Scotty in the iconic Star Trek franchise, was more than just a talented actor. He was a man who had truly lived through hardship and adversity, embodying the kind of toughness that transcended his on-screen persona. Born in 1920 in Vancouver, Canada, Doohan's early life was marked by a sense of adventure and a determination to live life to the fullest. He enlisted in the Royal Canadian Air Force during World War II, where he served as a pilot and fought in numerous combat missions over Europe. Doohan's experiences in the war would leave a profound impact on him, shaping both his character and his career. During the war, Doohan was involved in several intense and dangerous operations, including bombing missions over enemy territory. His resilience and bravery were put to the test when in 1944 he was injured by enemy fire. Doohan lost his right middle finger and was shot in the chest and leg. Despite these injuries, Doohan refused to let the war break him, and he continued to serve with determination and courage. He later recalled that one of his greatest challenges during the war was not the physical injuries, but the psychological toll that came with witnessing the devastation around him. After the war, Doohan transitioned to acting, and his tough military background added a layer of authenticity to the roles he played. He first appeared on Star Trek in 1966 as the lovable yet tough Chief Engineer Montgomery Scott, also known as Scotty. His portrayal of the resourceful and resilient Scotty, who always found a way to fix the ship under extreme pressure, resonated with audiences, and Doohan quickly became a fan favorite. The role was more than just a job for Doohan. It was a reflection of the strength and resourcefulness he had learned during his time in the military. Doohan's tough, no-nonsense persona extended beyond his role as Scotty. Despite facing personal struggles, including a battle with alcoholism and his later struggles with health issues, Doohan remained resilient throughout his life. He became an advocate for veterans, often using his fame to raise awareness for the challenges faced by military personnel. James Doohan's life is a testament to the resilience and toughness that comes from overcoming both physical and emotional challenges, and his legacy as both a war hero and a beloved television icon remains solid to this day. Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson is one of Hollywood's most iconic tough guys, and his life off-screen was just as gritty and compelling as the characters he portrayed. Born in 1921 in Ehrenfeld, Pennsylvania, to a family of working-class coal miners, Bronson's early life was filled with hardship. He was the 11th of 15 children and grew up in poverty, which shaped his no-nonsense attitude and gave him a deep sense of resilience. The tough environment of his youth prepared him for the struggles he would face throughout his life, both personally and professionally. At the age of 18, Bronson enlisted in the U.S. Army during World War II. He served in the Pacific Theater as part of a bomber crew where he saw intense combat and was involved in dangerous missions. Bronson's experiences during the war left him with both physical and emotional scars, but it also shaped his steely resolve and sense of inner toughness. He was awarded a Purple Heart for his bravery after being wounded in battle. The horrors he witnessed during the war never left him, and Bronson later spoke openly about how it affected his worldview. After the war, Bronson worked a series of odd jobs, including as a coal miner, before eventually finding his way into acting. His breakout role came in 1953 when he appeared in the film The Red Badge of Courage. Despite his rugged looks, it took time for Bronson to find significant roles in Hollywood. In the early years of his career, he often played background characters or uncredited roles. It wasn't until the 1960s that Bronson's career truly took off with standout roles in films like The Magnificent Seven 1960 and The Great Escape 1963, where he portrayed men of few words but immense toughness. However, it was his role in the Death Wish series, starting in 1974, that truly cemented Bronson's legacy as the quintessential Hollywood tough guy. In the Death Wish films, he portrayed Paul Kersey, a vigilante who takes the law into his own hands after his family is attacked. Bronson's portrayal of Kersey resonated with audiences who saw in him a symbol of justice in a chaotic world. The films made Bronson a box office star and defined his career for the remainder of his life. Bronson's toughness wasn't just a product of his acting roles, it was a reflection of the strength he exhibited in his real life. He was known for performing many of his own stunts, including fight scenes and dangerous physical tasks, which showcased his grit and determination. Even in his later years, as age began to take its toll, Bronson maintained his tough persona, working steadily in films well into the 1980s. Despite his fame, Bronson remained a private person who shunned the typical Hollywood lifestyle. He preferred a quiet life with his family, living away from the spotlight. His refusal to conform to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood only added to his mystique and reputation as a tough, principled man. Charles Bronson's legacy as one of the toughest actors in film history remains secure, as he is remembered not only for his memorable roles, but also for the indomitable spirit he brought to every aspect of his life. James Stewart. James Stewart's life and career embody the ideals of toughness, resilience, and integrity both on and off the screen. Born in 1908 in Indiana, Pennsylvania, Stewart's formative years were marked by a strong sense of responsibility and humility. He attended Princeton University, where he excelled as an athlete and member of the university's fencing team. However, his real test of toughness came when he enlisted in the U.S. Army Air Corps in 1941, shortly before the United States entered World War II. At the time, Stewart was already an established Hollywood star, but he chose to put his career on hold and serve his country. Stewart's service during the war was nothing short of heroic. He rose to the rank of colonel and became a bomber pilot in the 8th Air Force, flying numerous combat missions over Europe. His courage in battle earned him several military honors, including the Distinguished Flying Cross. His experiences during the war were marked by the trauma of losing fellow crew members, and Stewart would later speak openly about the psychological scars that combat left on him. Unlike many other actors who sought deferments, Stewart felt a deep sense of duty and responsibility to fight for his country, which became a cornerstone of his character, both on and off the screen. After the war, Stewart returned to Hollywood, but the emotional weight of his wartime experiences transformed him. He began to take on more complex and somber roles, reflecting his inner toughness and newfound understanding of life's fragility. His roles in films like It's a Wonderful Life, 1946, and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, 1939, showcased his ability to portray characters with a deep moral integrity, unflinching determination, and quiet strength. Stewart's portrayal of the idealistic Jefferson Smith, a man who stood up against corruption, became one of his most defining roles, embodying the resilience and perseverance of the everyman. Stewart's toughness wasn't just limited to his physical experiences, but also to the mental fortitude required to confront the psychological toll of war and fame. His post-war struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD) was something many didn't recognize at the time, but it fueled his commitment to playing characters who were defined by their strength in the face of adversity. James Stewart's resilience, both in his personal life and his career, made him not just one of Hollywood's greatest stars, but a man whose toughness was built on honor, bravery, and unshakable resolve. Karl Urban. Karl Urban is a modern-day actor whose career has been defined by his toughness both on screen and off. Born in 1972 in Wellington, New Zealand, Urban's early interest in acting led him to quickly become one of Hollywood's most versatile and physically demanding actors. Known for playing characters who embody physical strength, resilience, and tenacity, Urban's on-screen persona reflects the grit and determination that define his off-screen life as well. Before his Hollywood success, Urban began his career in New Zealand, where he worked in television and film. He made his breakout appearance in the hit TV series Xena Warrior Princess, 1995 to 2001, where he portrayed the character of Cupid. His role in Xena marked the beginning of his rise to fame, and soon after, he began appearing in larger roles in films including The Lord of the Rings trilogy 2001 to 2003, where he portrayed Éomer, a warrior with a fierce loyalty to his people. The role required Urban to undergo extensive physical training, and he performed many of his own stunts, solidifying his reputation as a tough actor willing to push his limits. Urban's portrayal of tough, heroic figures didn't stop with The Lord of the Rings. He continued to take on roles that showcased his ability to embody characters who thrive under pressure and adversity. His portrayal of Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy in the Star Trek reboot series 2009 to 2016 was a perfect blend of emotional depth and hard-hitting toughness. As McCoy, Urban brought both vulnerability and a sharp wit to the character, balancing the physical demands of the role with his deep emotional commitment to his work. In addition to his work in Star Trek, Urban also starred in action-packed films like Dredd 2012, where he played the titular character Judge Dredd, a stoic and relentless lawman. Dredd required Urban to undergo intense physical preparation and stunts, all while embodying a character defined by his unyielding sense of justice. The role showcased Urban's ability to bring both physicality and a deeper emotional resonance to his tough characters. Off-screen, Urban has been known to lead a relatively private life, but his reputation as a dedicated and hard-working actor is widely recognized in the industry. His commitment to physical transformation for roles, His willingness to perform his own stunts and his emotional depth as an actor make him one of the most respected action stars of his generation. Karl Urban's career is a testament to the toughness required to succeed in an industry that often demands not only physical prowess, but also emotional resilience. Through his diverse roles and unwavering commitment to his craft, Urban has proven that toughness is not just about the roles you play, but the dedication you bring to them. In Hollywood, tough actors aren't just defined by their physical strength. They also embody resilience, grit, and the unwavering will to succeed despite the odds. From Audie Murphy's heroic military service to Christian Bale's extreme transformations, these stars have pushed boundaries both on screen and in their personal lives. James Stewart's courage during World War II and Karl Urban's dedication to his action roles showcase the depth of toughness that goes beyond just playing a character. Which of these tough icons do you think pushed their limits the most? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Let's dive deeper into their legendary journeys.